Hello and welcome everybody to this week's Go4 Modern Combat 5 Red Cup number 37. I'm Hackster here with Counterfeit, and we are going to be broadcasting today's action-packed games for Modern Combat 5. We have plenty of teams signed up for today. Actually, 14 teams signed up for today, and we're actually going to be getting into a game right away. So let us actually get right into that.
Yep, our first team going up against each other will be Violence taking on a Versus. Violence have usually been a pretty damn dominant team up until this point, but in our finals, which took place just yesterday, they did lose out in the very first round against ASN First Action, who so far they've been doing very well against. We'll see if this can be a return for form for them in our first round of 16 competition.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised from watching that finals yesterday. I was thinking they were going to do a bit better than they did. However, they kind of fell off short. They didn't really do too good, and they dropped out really early on in that final.
Oh, sorry. Some audio interference there, but yeah. Well, to be fair, Violence did lose out to ASM First Action, who were eventually the tournament winners. But still, considering how well Violence have been doing up until this point, it's quite a change of pace.
Anyways, we're going to be getting into a game which actually has started. We have Violence on the blue side versus on the red side. And let us get right into the first game for today. Alright, starting this off right here. We have versus Kami in the back with the KOG. Trying to look around for some of the enemy team. Can't really see anyone just yet. Odahu looking around, trying to find some guys as well. Looks like he might have disconnected. Oh no, he just came back right now as he does start moving around right away. Rice on the bottom with the Dread Eye, trying to snipe some dudes from the bottom part of the map. Not spotting anyone just yet. Vivi trying to do something similar. Raw one looking around. They're kind of not really grouping up with their teammates too much. That's the one thing I want to point out right here. Versus putting the pressure on Violence, even though they were such a high tier team, even though they were able to compete in the finals and even win the past few previous cups, we don't really see too much pressure getting put on Versus right now. Violence still trying to get some kills. They are still ahead by about 4 right now, as Vivi is able to pick up 1 with the Dread Eye. Rice going around with the Dread Eye as well, just trying to cover the bottom tunnels, making sure that no one is pushing it from this one certain location. Vivi still on the tops, trying to take a better location, trying to take a better vantage point, just so no one can push up from that location. But we're kind of at a standstill right now. No teams are really trying to push in. As you see, the will of the attack looking like he wants to actually go out for that flank, but kind of cautious about if he actually does want to peek out or not. Looks like he's going to decide to go out with the Enforcer. Using the Recon class, he'll have a good damage boost because he does have an assault weapon on the Recon class. He'll also be able to know that there's enemies here, but he sees a lot of them, picks up one, but he does get taken down. Versus if they keep him on playing in this one manner, it's going to be kind of difficult for them to actually do anything about this. We don't want them to be really stuck behind for too long. They also have to keep in mind that the time is slowly running out. The longer that they wait for, the faster that their loss might come in. However, we do see some trade kills right there. Violence picking up 1 kill, Versus picking up a kill as well. Violence picking up another, bringing their lead to 5 points with the Judge pistol. And Versus is becoming a bit more aggressive. Cam just running to the bottom, using his Berserk. Gonna see if he can go to the top real quick and get some kills. We do see a lot of these Violence members on the top of the roof. It looks like there's gonna be a huge confrontation up here. We do see Versus picking up kills, picking up 3 right there. Ra1 does spot one more. He's going in for the kill, trying to get the pre-fire on this one player. However, he does get taken out by Nana. That almost ties up the score for Versus. We do see a nice double kill, triple kill for Violence, taking their lead back. Versus, that was a very good exchange by them. If they're able to do something like that one more time, they should be okay. They might be able to come back. They might be able to actually take this first round. However, we just see after they got that big triple kill, after they got that big feed, Violence is just putting their own pressure onto Versus. Versus kind of in a tough spot right now. They want to be pushing in to get those kills, to get those feeds. However, they know that if they do push in like that, they can also get killed in a similar fashion. They can also get multi-killed. Violence looking around to get some more kills. They are starting to get 10 points ahead. We do see another few kills for Versus as well, but they need to be getting kills a lot faster than they are doing right now if they want any chance of winning this first game. Even if they don't win this first game, they still would have a chance of coming back for game number 2 and game number 3, but that would still put a lot of unneeded pressure on their team. That wouldn't really be the ideal situation for them. Rather to try to win this first game if they still can. They do have a minute 30 left in the match. That could still be plenty of time to turn the tides of this game. Violence Versus trying to rush in right here, trying to look for some kills. We have Cam on the top, trying to make sure, trying to see if it is clear. I think Cam just saw a rocket launcher just fly past his face as he does now spot someone on the catwalk, trying to pre-fire down with the PR-39, trying to get some shots off on the enemy players. Not getting any luck on that. Just continues to fire down with the vantage point he has, but gets sniped from the bottom with a shotgun. Shotguns can be quite dangerous, and right there was a perfect example of why. You think you're safe on the top of the roof? That is not the case. Only 40 seconds left in this game, but there's a 9-point difference between these two teams. We do see Versus still trying to pick up some more kills. However, Violence is picking up some kills of their own. Violence is going to try to stop them from doing anything else for this remaining part of the match. You see they are playing a lot more defensively now. They're just staying back a lot more. We do see Versus trying to rush in a bit, trying to get these final few kills, trying to do something, at least not to make the score lead so wide. But it looks like they won't have enough time to complete this. They won't have enough time to come back from this. Even if they did kill all of the Violence members in the final few seconds of this game, it would not be enough. The speed that the Violence members would be respawning at and this amount of time left in this game would just run out. And it looks like the first game will be going to Violence by quite a large margin, 47-39. It was kind of close for some parts of that match right there. However, I was kind of unsure what happened. Maybe Violence was able to just reorganize. Maybe Versus, maybe they were being a bit too aggressive. Maybe they just decided that it wasn't the map for them. We'll have to see what happens for game number 2, which will be a team battle rooftops. In the meantime, we will be going into a short little break while we are setting up the next match. Alright, we are back once again with another game between Violence and Versus. We did see Violence take game number 1 right there, so if they are able to take this next game, they will be moving up in our RO16 to the quarterfinals for today.
Yeah, pretty nice first game between the two of them. Violence, of course, being our Rev Cup number 36 winners. Didn't do so well in the finals, which just came out yesterday, but certainly a team with a pretty decent pedigree. Versus coming to this as a completely new team, still managed to give Violence a pretty good run for their money, only ending out 6 kills behind in the end.
Yeah, they did quite well for the first part of that match. Started to fall apart over time. However, I feel like they still have the capability to do something that well, as long as they're able to coordinate, as long as they're able to stay organized throughout this match right here. However, it's not a good start for them as we see Violence picking up kills left and right.
Yep, wow. We do see Versus manage to pick up a couple of the backside of that one. The Will of Attack performed very well for Versus in the previous game. This time round, really not managing to get out of the blocks to start things off. Maria and Ra1 for Violence are both doing good work so far.
You see Violence kind of just they're trying to keep control of one side of the map. Versus is trying to do the same thing. However, that is kind of limiting the amount of confrontation we do have. However, when they do meet, usually they're all meeting at the same spot. You see a lot of kills getting traded back and forth. The thing is, Versus needs to be really careful about how they do it. Are they going to all push in together, or are they all going to push in from different angles? That's one thing they've been really struggling with so far. They've been having people from different people push from different angles and all been getting picked off. That's what put Violence in the lead so far.
Violence are swarming around the map, though we do see Royce managing to pick up a kill. I thought for a second that Violence may be able to approach from different angles. They do manage to trade that kill back, and we have got the kill streak starting to emerge in a game that has slowed down the tempo considerably from a very violent start to things.
Well, we do see a lot of people just trying to stay back, a lot of people trying to play passively. However, Violence is trying to put that pressure on the enemy team. They're trying to put that pressure on Versus. They know that a lot of the Versus members do have these sniper rifles. They're being a bit more aggressive about it. Usually, especially if you see someone with a Dread Eye, you would assume that they wouldn't want to rush out because that weapon can be quite deadly. However, we see all these Violence members pushing it up with the KOG, pushing up with the PR39, just getting massive amount of kills for their team, and Versus not having a really good time counteracting all this.
Reese, the only one so far to really step up for Versus. Tequila for Violence has also sprung ahead, 7 kills, 5 deaths so far. It's looking like a game that's way out of control from an otherwise relatively even game 1 between these two.
Yeah, well, we do see some kills coming in right there for Versus. However, the question is, will they be able to continue on that? Nana getting a kill with the PR39 there. It looks like they're going to be trying to go on the offensive right here. And this might be what they need to actually try to get some kills. Maybe try to get some leverage back against Violence right here. Will Attack pushing in right here. Getting taken down by Ra1 right away.
Not where they want to be for bringing more, because we do see Reese managing to pick up a couple more. We'll get taken down in return. Things starting to blow up, but Violence still maintain a very healthy lead as we close in on that 3-minute mark, and we've got those kill streaks and the drones getting dropped down to try and blow things up further.
Since Versus is a somewhat newer team, maybe just the fact that we're playing on Museum might be kind of foreign to them. A lot of popular maps from before to scrim on, to play games on, stuff like construction sites, stuff like streets. However, Museum, since it is such a new map, not everyone's really accustomed to it, not really everyone has a strategy for it, and that could be what we're seeing right here. Maybe Versus just doesn't have anything planned for this certain map, maybe they just don't know the locations that people could be coming from. And it just really does make it difficult if you don't have anything planned beforehand.
I think you could well be right. Versus lagging behind by 17 kills at the moment. I have to think that just those individual kills which get given across because of the unfamiliarity, or relative unfamiliarity with the terrain, is going to be a big difference maker. Versus close to breaking that halfway mark for themselves, but Violence are closing in on those 50 kills, looking to try and end this game out much more decisively than game 1.
And looks like Will attacking a nice double headshot, however, gets taken out right away. We see Violence only needing 3 more kills to finish up this game. 2 more kills to finish up this game. With 2 minutes left, it should be plenty easy for them to do. Looks like they are going to get a bit more aggressive now, as they only need to find 1 more.
I have to think that Violence were very much put on notice by Versus that they did not take Versus seriously enough, that they were in real potential trouble this time round. Violence send a message to the rest of the tournament that there is a reason why they've been so successful so far. So many, the tournament wins, they've been finalists before, and they are well set to move up to the next round.
Well, that will be Violence moving up to the quarterfinals. Versus tried very hard, but it was not enough in the end. Good. Hopefully next time we will see them again. Hopefully we'll be able to see if they are able to improve their combat, improve their strategies, and maybe come back as a better team. For now, we will have Violence moving up for today.
A quick look over and see. I'm just going to have a quick check to see if we've had any advances from the rest of the bracket as well. It looks like ASP Nation have moved up against Aruburu. It's my best guess on how to pronounce their name. But everyone else so far still embroiled in their first round of combat.
And it looks like we might actually have our first quarterfinal matchup set up, as we just did see Violence taking out Versus, and they will be facing ASP Nation next.
Yep, well, that should be pretty exciting. We know we've seen ASP Nation playing a lot, and it's great to be able to see so many really high-quality matches so early on in the competition.
Yeah, like I'm actually quite surprised how that first game did go. It was somewhat one-sided depending on how you look at it, but Violence, we saw Versus put a lot of pressure on them at first, and that especially since Violence has gotten to the finals so many times, since they are such a successful team, it was quite surprising to see for a first kind of matchup.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, you said it before that Versus don't have anything to be ashamed of, that they managed to give Violence a run for their money. But I'm getting confirmation that it will be Violence versus ASP Nation as our next upcoming match. So, any Violence fans, any ASP Nation fans in attendance, it should be a pretty exciting quarterfinal as soon as we can get that set up for you.
Anyways, we are going to be taking another small break while we are waiting on this next match to get set up for you all. Stay tuned, and we will be back shortly. You guys are just joining in right now. Welcome to the Go4 Modern Combat 5 Red Cup number 37. We are setting up the next matchup between Violence and ASP Nation for our first quarterfinal matchup for today. We did just see Violence take out Versus in the RO16, so this will just be the continuation of that. Violence moving on, as we will follow them in the brackets for right now.
Of ASP Nation, making their debut in our previous cup, number 36, losing out to Destiny, the other American team along with Vance, who've been so dominant recently.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if ASP Nation has any more luck against Violence. Violence being the victors from the last tournament against Destiny. Maybe if they are able to take out Violence, maybe they'll say, hey, we are actually better than Destiny. Maybe we just weren't prepared last time.
Yeah, I mean, it's every time these teams, each of these big teams who've had success before comes in, it's had such a chance for the opposing team to claim a massive scalp and put the other team to notice that, exactly as you said, they've managed to finally figure out how to play optimally and, have a chance to see someone else at the top of the heap.
We'll have to see if Violence win streak, at least in our weekly cups, will be stopped right here by ASP Nation. The match is still getting set up right now, so as soon as it is available, we will bring it right to you guys. Also, one little change on the bracket that we can mention. Looks like we have another team moving up to the quarterfinals for today. Wolfclaw taking out Ibis.
That is a yes. Oh, interesting. Well, we've noticed before that a lot of you guys playing a tournament from Japanese teams. A lot of Japanese teams competing today. Unfortunately, one of them would have to knock out the other in the first round of competition. I'm really interested to see who's going to win out between Severe and 1KT and end up meeting them in those quarterfinals. We've got some really nice semifinals, or at least some potential for some really good semifinals coming up.
Yeah, there's some pretty good matchups that can be happening very shortly. Just depends on when these teams finish, depends on who actually finishes, who is able to win these matches and move out on top. Elf Crew has been waiting for a while for a team to face. We also have ASN First Action waiting on a team to face. So once we actually have some more updates on the bracket, it'll be quite an interesting matchup, at least going on with our quarterfinal matchups.
It's of course worth mentioning that during the course of today, we will be doing the giveaways on the various different platforms, so please do stay tuned for that. Will be 4 individual chances to win. All you'll have to do is make your way across to the appropriate channel on YouTube, Facebook, Mob Crush, or on Twitch, enter in the appropriate hashtag, and then you'll be able to enter yourself in with no cost required.
Do not worry, guys. We will have a giveaway shortly. Once we see one more tournament match, once we see our first quarterfinal match for today between Violence and ASP Nation, we will be on our way giving out prizes.
Alright guys, it looks like we have got our code coming through, so we will not be too far off from seeing this promised quarterfinal match. Of course, these two teams are very much ready to be at each other's throats and provide you with only the finest of Modern Combat 5 entertainment. But it shouldn't be too much longer before we actually get that one started.
As soon as it is up, we will switch right to it, but we will be going to a small little break for now. Alright, loading into our first quarterfinal match of the day, we have Violence and ASP Nation starting off with a team battle on streets. Violence, like always, on the blue side, ASP on the red side for this matchup right here.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to seeing how these teams matched up against each other. We've already seen Violence perhaps take things a little bit too easy in their first game, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the case this time around as they pick up a nice slew of kills themselves, though ASP managed to trade it back almost immediately.
Yeah, ASP is actually, they did respond to that relatively well. And they are able to actually tie up the score right away. Taika actually getting nice 3 kills right there, helping his team out immensely, picking up another one as well. He is brought down to critical HP. However, just the amount of work he put in right there was actually able to give them the lead.
Taikai on ASP now 4-1 in this game. ASP really stepping up, taking a lead over Violence. Not what we expected at all coming into this quarterfinal match, but ASP starting off very well. Can they keep that momentum up for the rest of the match though?
Yeah, if they're able to keep this up so far, they will have a decent chance of winning this matchup, moving up to the semifinals. Violence now is playing a bit more defensively. They know how aggressive ASP is. They're trying to stay back. They're trying to maybe reorganize. However, ASP just continues to pick them off one by one, really bringing their lead to over 10 points, 11 points, 12 points, as we see Hikian just pre-firing in the back with the PR-39 before he gets taken down.
Wow, I'm so impressed by what we're seeing from ASP. Taikai using the shotgun to great effect. Only their second death so far this game. 8 kills ahead. We're not even to the 5-minute mark as of yet. ASP really kicking Violence in the face from the off.
ASP probably prepared from last time. They didn't want to lose again. They wanted to move up to the finals. And taking out Violence right here might be a open chance, an open door for them to actually do that. If they're able to take out Violence, that's one very tough opponent down that they will have to face later on during the tournament. So they're just putting everything they got into this game right here. Just pushing in with that shotgun. He's able to pick up one, pick up another before he gets taken out by Tequila's concussion.
I mean, you're so right with this. There are so many big name teams in this tournament. For ASP, this is going to be one of their toughest matches. If they can get past this point, it's going to be at least somewhat easier sailing from here on out. But we do see Violence trying to make a comeback in this. Do pick up a few kills of their own. It's looking a lot closer. But eventually, I mean, Otahu, the biggest player for Violence, 8 kills, 8 deaths in this game. So Violence really struggling not to trade the kills that they're getting.
Yeah, they are trying to push in. They are trying to get these kills. However, they do really need to be careful. Maybe rushing a bit too much is not the best idea, especially since we see a lot of these players with the heavy class. A lot of these players using these strong weapons like the PR-39. They were trying to play a bit more defensively, and it was helping them get some kills. The question is, will they be able to keep it up? Will Violence be able to find enough kills as well?
Oh, ASP almost at 40 kills. They've been picking up kills left, right, and center. Violence don't seem to know quite what to do as they're losing kill after kill in quick succession. 10 more kills away from ASP, taking this first game and forcing us onto the second maps, which will be rooftops. Violence trying valiantly to stay in contention, but ASP so far have looked amazing.
One thing we are seeing is just the Violence members getting so spread apart from each other. We see Ra1 just rush into a crowd of 2 people. Doesn't really work out too well as they are able to just team up on him, take him down. Another few kills coming in for ASP right there. Only needing 4 more kills to finish up this game. And they probably will do it relatively quickly. They have 3 minutes left in this match, so there's plenty of time to go.
We've got the ASP members going around mostly in kill teams. It's working out pretty well for them so far. We'll see if that does change up in the closing seconds of the match. O2 does pick up another kill for themselves, but ASP only 3 kills away from taking this first match. It would be astounding to see Violence knocked out so early, especially considering that yesterday in the finals they were also knocked out in the first round.
Maybe just it's some lag after that last loss they did have in the finals from yesterday, but it could be that ASP just improved their tactics, kind of improved their gameplay for this week, and it is just reflecting right here. We're seeing them getting 11 points ahead so far, only needing 2 more kills to to finish up this first game.
I do have to wonder if ASP are just dragging out the end of this game, knowing that Valence have no real chance of coming back into it, perhaps just looking to attack Valence's morale for Game 2, as we do see ASP and Valence both in these big groups, both not wanting to get anywhere near each other, and both draining away these last moments of the match. Valence know they can't just let the clock run out.
That could have actually been it, as they were all just kind of hiding back in their own respective corners for that last part of the game right there. We don't necessarily know why they didn't just rush up trying to get that final kill, but maybe it could do something with trying to lower the morale of Valence, making Valence kind of panic for that last few seconds of the game, saying, oh no, we're about to lose game number 1, and that panic might still be on their mind for game 2.
Still, Valence did at least have the standout player in the form of Otahu. 14 kills, 9 deaths. Very impressive. Very comparable to the top player from ASP Nation. Still, we've got Game 2 to look forward to. Will we see Valence resurge, or will we see the beginnings of a potential new championship run from ASP Nation? The only way to find out is to stay tuned.
Also, since we are done with that first quarterfinal match for today, we will actually also start our first giveaway for today. Guys, our first giveaway for today will be on our Twitch page. If you want a chance to win 500 credits for Modern Combat 5, recommend heading over to our Twitch page. That would be twitch.tv/modern_combat5. All you need to do is type in hashtag RO16 into the Twitch chat for a chance to win.
Even if you're watching on a different platform, it's definitely worthwhile to make way across to the Twitch right now and get in the chat there, because oftentimes there'll be one chat which is absolutely heaving with people and another chat which is more or less empty. That's your perfect chance. At this point, the Twitch chat it doesn't compare at all to you guys going crazy on YouTube. So just pop yourself across there, twitch.tv/modern_combat5. Get your RO16 in there and your chance at 500 credits.
Anyways, we are going to be waiting on this next match to get set up. ASP Nation Violence Game 2, which should be on rooftops. And we will go into a short break while it's getting set up. Alright, we are going to be heading into match number 2 between Violence and ASP Nation right now. ASP Nation being in the lead, having that first victory on Streets. Very, very massive for them. If they are able to pull off another win right here, they will be moving up to the semifinals.
Yeah, what a quarterfinals it's been so far. ASP the one to take first, but this time there's some nice shotgun work there. Gets 2 back with Violence. Perhaps Violence realizing how effective shotgun use was for ASP in the last game, and they are starting out very strong.
We'll have to see if they're able to keep that up so far. They know how crucial this match is. They know they need to come in this match strong. It looks like that demoralization technique from ASP last game, just trying to stay back, trying to hold out for that final kill, didn't really work out too well. Violence coming into this game, they want to win, and they're going to try everything possible to do that.
Oh, wow. Okay, some nice RPG work from ASP. He's going to try and pull them back towards parity, but yes, I think you're right. Violence seem fired up coming into this game too, fighting for their tournament survival. We will see O2 doing work with the shotgun, but again, it's the RPG getting more kills through for ASP, though, of course, running the risk of a little bit of suicide work as well.
Well, the thing is, if someone does take themselves out with the RPG, it's going to give points to both teams. So even if you do get a kill on the enemy player, even if you do take someone out on the opposing team, it still does take away a point from your team. So it's kind of pointless at that point. So you might want to be a bit more careful about where you're shooting those rockets. Make sure you're not really shooting them straight down, as it might not be the best thing to do. Might not be the best use of your time.
I think we've seen a lot of players taking advantage of that potential instant kill. So we see more shotguns working out well for Tukuchan. But so far, it's remaining pretty darn even between these two teams. We expected to see ASP come back with another dominating performance, but so far it's been neck and neck between these two teams. 18-17, 19-17. Violence definitely not giving up the ghost at all in our second game.
One thing I just saw right now, which is quite interesting, we have one of the players on ASP, they're using a perk that lets them spawn quicker, and combined with the fact that they have a support player on their team, that means they actually could spawn where they died relatively quickly, especially with the reduced spawn time. I believe you can have instant respawn in the same location you died, so pretty much it wouldn't give Violence a break if they just charged in, as it would be like an undying army.
Yeah, well, if Violence don't know how to play against that particular tactic, you very much catch them off guard. Of course, respawning in the same place could be a bit of a disadvantage if the other team is ready and ready to pick up that kill, as Violence seems to be doing ahead by 9 right now, looking very strong in our game too, perhaps more comfortable on the rooftops, making great use. We're seeing the firing rockets through the floor. Does manage to pick up another kill, almost uncounterable.
Violence just picking up kills left and right. We haven't really seen a kill from ASP in a while. They're trying. We finally see one kill coming in from Karu and trying to find a few more, but Violence just shutting them down, covering these entrances, making it impossible for them to push in.
Well, we're seeing a very different team. Violence in game 2, moving up to 40 kills. Tequila getting work done with a shotgun, and knives come out as well. Short range is the name of the game in game 2, and so far it seems to be Violence game entirely. ASP are managed to pick up a few kills, but one has to wonder, is the energy expenditure worth it with Violence so far ahead?
They still do have plenty of time left in this match, but the fact that Violence only needs 6 more kills to finish up this game is quite bad for them right now. It's not really any chance for them to come back right here. Tokochan picking up 1 more kill, leaving it to 5 points until a Violence victory.
Yeah, but there's no way we see the end of proceedings here, so we look to be well on course for a 1-1 going to game 3. Oh my god, ASP just picked up 4 kills in a row. Surely, even with that, it's not enough, as we see Tequila managing to get through more shotgun kills, but still, quite a statement from ASP saying they're not done in proceedings either.
Yeah, no, that was quite a good trade-off right there. However, if they had something like that a bit earlier, they might have had a better chance of possibly winning this match. However, Violence knew how crucial this match was. They knew if they got taken out here, their tournament would be ruined for them. They wouldn't have any chance of being the champions once again. So we will have to be going on to a game number 3 between these two teams. And whoever wins this will be moving up to the semis.
Wow, I mean, you could not ask for a more even match. Game 1, Violence lost 37-50. Game 2, they won 50-37. We've got a very nice rush on construction site to show for our Game 3. A chance for the rise of ASP Nation, a chance for redemption for Violence. Do not miss it.
Alright, we are loading into game number 3, the tiebreaker between Violence and ASP Nation on Rush. If any of you are unfamiliar with Rush, of how Rush works, best way I could really describe it is it's kind of like a search and destroy or elimination kind of game mode from some other games. So pretty much each player only has one life. There are multiple rounds, but if they do get taken out, they are down for that round.
And the players also have to contend with a currency known as Intel, which they'll get for capturing the central objective, and also will be dotted around the map. They can spend this Intel on upgrades that will persist between rounds, but only if they do not die.
That's one reason to just really try to stay back, not really rush out too much. The fact that they only have one life, the fact that if they do die, they're going to lose all their perks, is a very valid reason for them not to peek out. But we already do see Violence picking up 2 kills so far. That already does put them in the lead. ASP only having 3 players left remaining. However, ASP does have the advantage as they are closer to the relay.
Yep, if that relay is captured by either team, when that timer you see in the center of the screen runs out, the team in control of it will immediately win. There doesn't have to be a... If neither team has control of it, it will go down to just one or the other team being eliminated entirely. But, as we mentioned before, a team wanting to hold on to their upgrades may give across that objective in preference to not having those upgrades for the second game.
Yeah, there also will be some intel packs that will drop around the map. As you can see on the mini-map right here, the small little briefcase packs. Let's see if anyone does go for them. You're walking right past that free intel, man. You could get some extra points that you could actually use to upgrade your character more. Could help you out quite a bit. However, it looks like they don't mind that. They want to try to keep the focus on Violence. They want to keep the focus on ASP, making sure that they're not really trying to capture the relay, trying to do anything sneaky.
Well, I mean, then we run into another issue here, which is that the teams are much less used to playing in this rush mode, so they may not have a full grasp of the mechanics here. Instead, they're looking to just try and out-kill the other team, which honestly is still a completely viable tactic. But neither team wanted to go for that central objective, because the moment they do, the other team will be notified there is someone there for the killing.
Yeah, and the thing is, ASP has a very, very good angle on this one objective. They have the perfect spot to really defend from. Violence, they still could try to come from behind, they still could go for a flank, but they do need to be careful about the sniper that was on ASP's side. The fact that they're using the Dread Eye can be very, very deadly. One shot from long range, so even if you do try to go for a flank, even if you do try to come from a place that they weren't expecting, I'll give plenty of time for the sniper to line up a shot.
Well, we see MKR here covering that central objective. Now we've got that timer run out. Whichever team captures the point, as MKR gets taken down, whichever team captures this point will immediately win. There is very high stakes in our first game of our last game. Sorry, our first game of our last game? Yes, I guess it does make sense. Because this will be best of 5. The teams will get a chance to go after each other at least 2 more times. The beginnings of a capture from Violence, but I think they might be trying to draw ASP out.
Yeah, Tokatron's trying to go on the point, trying to really bait them out. Now that the sniper is there, backing them up, and now his friend is covering that blue crate, it's going to be a lot more difficult for them to actually push in right here. Odu picking up a kill. However, we have Laggy trying to actually take out the player who was capturing that relay, but we still have one more on.
Tequila waiting for the chance, waiting for the perfect shot, but no, it's Vloggy who managed to take out Tequila. It's going to be very close. ASP almost ready to take this game and one away, but it's still very close between these two teams, and we're just waiting for one mistake from either of them.
Now the thing is, it's a heavy versus an assault player. The heavy will have the advantage since they will have that extra HP bonus. They will also have that extra damage reduction. But the thing is, assault can try to counter that if they do have berserk. If they do use their berserk, get the extra damage down, and really counteract the damage resistance from the heavy. The thing is, right now, both teams they're very, very cautious about trying to push in right here. Odahu still has a chance if he just tries to maybe bait out this player. Looks like he's going to be trying to do that right now. However, he needs to be careful. He doesn't want his arm to be peeking out from that corner or anything while trying to capture.
It's very, very tight here. Of course, it will be Vilagi with the 3 kills, and the only surviving member, Otahu, from Violence only having 1. So Vilagi's pretty well set up, but Yeah, at some point, I do wonder if like he's going to be forced to come in to get closer to stop the capture from happening. If we can see the Violence team member find the perfect spot where they can't just be sniped out immediately.
Well, we might actually see a stalemate right here. It depends on if they if no one makes a move right here. Since it is 0-0 in the time right now, nothing will actually happen. So even if we do wait for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, if both these players just wait here, the round won't end, which is kind of interesting to see. Something they might want to change up in a future update of the game. But right now we are just at a standstill. Both teams just trying to wait each other out, but there will only be one to break first.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, we were at a complete waiting game here just to see whose nerve will break first. Of course, these teams do, well, both these players do have the option of going around and maybe picking up one of their comrades' discarded weapons to try and change up this equation, which so far seems to be pretty finely balanced. Yeah, with no timeout means you've got these two guys possibly setting up shop for the long term.
Well, one thing from the ASP team right here, he's right next to an intel pack. He's right next to it as well. He can try to go get it. All he needs to do is move maybe 5 feet to the right, get that intel pack. That would give him an extra 40 intel. Even if he does lose the round, it won't really put him at too much of a disadvantage because he did collect it. But he decides he's just going to keep on all his focus on this one box right here, making sure he cannot escape. Odahu kind of wondering what to do in this situation. He can't really move anywhere. Either side he'll peek out from, he can get shot from the KOG.
Yeah, I have to think that it must be like he just not wanting to take their eye off the target whatsoever in this, just ready for that moment of breaking after all this tension being built up. I think Otahu was trying for a while to find a spot where they could take the objective without getting shot down, but I think at this point they just seem to have given up on that idea and instead are just hoping that the ASP team member will break first and decide that they want to try and change things up.
Well, Violence right here just staying back. Odahu kind of confused since he did also use his RPG ammo. If he did have the RPG ammo, he probably would be trying to use it right now. But one thing I think he might be confused about is what does the other player weapon, like what weapon are they using? Are they using the Dreadeye, which can be so deadly if he peeks out once he'll die, or are they using that KOG that he killed his teammates with? That might be one of the reasons behind him not really wanting to move out at all, since if he was actually using the Dreadeye, just a single shot could take him down.
But like he's looking for that angle so far, going to be frustrated. But yeah, if we did have the dread on this, I wonder if we might be seeing some attempts at ricochet shots, which could end up this game a lot earlier. But Vlagi's starting to show a little bit of impatience after what's been a very long wait. Okay, we might be about to see some action taking place. Otahu's going to start capturing that. Will send a notification across to Vlagi. Vlagi needs to do something. Or what? No, they're actually not going to do that. They're going to back off entirely, try and come from a different angle. Will they find their target before the time runs out?
They're taking the relay.
Well, you see, Odahu just had to get off the point for a second, maybe trying to reposition. Now, maybe... Oh, he might have had the advantage right there. Might have thought that the other player was inside of that other blue crate. However, it looks like he knows where he is. Dead teammates actually can do a scan every few seconds to actually reveal players on the map. And it looks like their entire team must be spamming that scan as they do know exactly where each other are. And it's going to make it a bit more difficult for either team to try to capture the relay. Odahu, he wants to get on this point so badly. But the fact that he can't really do too much at this point, the fact that he has a short-range weapon, and his opponent has a long-range weapon, really changes things up.
We're starting to see the dynamic of this 1v1 encounter shift. So much tension between the two of them, but they're starting to try and break across the map, find some novel angles that have yet to be explored. But because both players are doing this, it means that they're actually now really far away from each other. We have got Valaki waiting for the showing of the face, but I don't know if it's going to happen. We've got some very antsy looking movement coming out from Otahu, who's ready to try and make something happen. But yeah, I think he has to be aware he's going to get scanned out by those dead members of ASP.
The thing is, even once this round does end, we still have plenty of more rounds to go. Maybe they don't realize that. Maybe since they aren't even picking up those intel packages, maybe some of the players haven't actually played on Rush before. Maybe they don't know exactly how it works. But still, we'll have to wait and see how both of these guys respond. Looks like Odahu is maybe trying to peek out, maybe trying to make the enemy team pre-fire on that one location to waste some ammo. Some sort of gap, some sort of opening to actually push out and move around a bit more. But we'll have to see if that happens anytime soon, as both players still in a deadlock.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen a game like this. Valagi, with the patience of a saint, is keeping those sights trained dead center on the objective, making sure they don't miss a single second of having the opportunity to get that vital kill in. We still have got Otahu skittish, moving around, now breaking away from the objective, seeing perhaps they can find a different way through, maybe a different weapon to try and mix things up, coming from a different angle. And I think it looks like Valagi has realized the situation may have changed, and now their sights not trained on the right part of the objective.
They're taking the
And
relay.
Odahu just touched the objective right there. And finally, we do see Odahu push in using his HP kit, getting that damage reduction. We did see Valagi using that Berserk perk, getting the extra damage as well. But it looks like the heavy shotgun was able to get shots out, get the damage out faster, take him down for that first round.
Great flexibility coming through there from Violence after what have been an incredibly long standoff to mix things up and throw off the opposition. We'll see if they can do it again in game number 2. ASP Nation with their chance to establish themselves, taking a massive scalp, or will we see Violence show why they've been so successful so far? Up 1-0, and so far both teams dancing around each other. Actually, saying all that, ASP Nation have dropped multiple kills already.
Yeah, Violence is in a perfect position right here. Looks like they were able to actually take out all the members relatively quickly before they even hit that 1 minute mark on the timer. Keeping in mind, each of these rounds is only 2 minutes long. So they were able to do that relatively quickly. If they're able to do it one more time, that will be Violence moving up to the semis for today.
Yeah, with, as we mentioned before, oh, never mind that actually, because ASP are coming back. They do not want to give over a clean 3-0 here, taking 2 kills very early. With the last 2 matches being lost for them, it does mean those upgrades we were talking about before are not going to be in their pocket. So ASP will have to fight from behind, and we will see even more kills coming through. Violence now the ones being pushed back and losing nearly all of their members.
Well, that was a good round for ASP. That just helped reset Violence and all the perks that they did have saved over the previous round. Now they have some perks of their own that they have saved, and hoping that they can actually use it to their advantage right here. They would need to win another 2 matches if they want any chance of moving ahead. Violence still waiting on this final match. They just need to win 1 more. If they are able to do it, they will be going up to the semis. But ASP starting it off with the first blood for that round, and picking up another on Sam, kind of looking similar to round number 3.
Yeah, really good. I mean, we've seen both of these teams roll over each other and just show these amazing performances and then have terrible games immediately afterwards. ASP coming out the gate swinging in our 4th round of this last game. A best of 5, as you mentioned, it's going to be a clean 3-0 sweep. One of those games being accomplished so far, but now Violence can be pushed back, knowing they've got a massive disadvantage. Will we see Violence concede over this round, or will we see them try and fight for every inch?
Well, we do see ASP, if they were able to capture that relay, meaning Violence will only have 1 minute to try to push in, try to capture that relay back, or maybe just take out all the members. Tequila picking up 1 right there, so that's 1 down, but they still have 4 more to go, and only 30 seconds left.
Well, we mentioned the intel before. With that captured objective, it keeps generating intel for the entirety of ASP, setting themselves up very well for what will be the 5th and decisive game of the series, unless we see Violence come out huge in these last dying seconds of our 4th match and try and steal away a 3rd game and the victory.
I think Violence knows that it's going to have to go to the last game. Maybe just trying to stay back, maybe just trying to save their perks for that last round. Trying to be a bit more strategic about it. However, we do see a trade-off right there, but it is not enough. Tequila does not get that kill that he was looking at right there, but he will be able to save his perks for this last round.
This could not be any better for ASP Nation right now. They've got the 2 winning rounds worth of perks in their pocket for this final game. They're only small differences in terms of stats, but they can be important, especially in this game mode where so few kills are taking place, as we see Violence take that first blood of this particular game. We're waiting to see if that goes any further.
And unfortunate for ASP, as one of their players does get taken down by their own concussion grenade. Violence may be feeling a bit more confident about it, as they are going for the relay right away. ASP, they're going to have to try to do something to counteract that. We see some grenades getting thrown in. However, it is able to really poke Tequila, not really do too much explosive damage.
Yep, well, at least for ASP, they do manage to pick up a kill from looks to be very, very shaky. We're seeing it traded across yet again. Still numbers advantage in favor of Violence. That timer ticking down. 1 minute left on the clock. ASP need to finish off Violence. They can't afford to let that clock run down because they will automatically lose. But the shotgun comes in. VOVV going to be taken 2 pieces. Now it's even between the 2 teams once again. But the objective still remains in Violence's control.
Yeah, they would need to do something relatively quickly. Only 30 seconds left. Tequila taking himself out with his own concussion grenade. This might be what ASP needs to maybe capture the relay back. We see this one player from Violence staying extremely far back. He knows how dangerous it is to confront both of these guys, but that will give them the opportunity to actually capture this relay. If they are able to capture it in these final few seconds, they will win this match right here.
Well, concussion are going to be coming in, and it will. No, it's a shotgun that finishes off. ASP, after an incredible quarterfinal stand triumphant, Violence will have to go home once more. ASP move forward to face only tougher opponents.
That was a pretty intense matchup at first. You know, round 1 took a while to do, but after that, they decided to ramp it up. They decided to speed up everything, and we did see a pretty intense match between both teams. Even though Violence did have the advantage at first, ASP decided to take it back, win multiple matches in a row, and be victors.
That reverse sweep was a long time coming, but congratulations to both teams for an incredible performance. Of course, because that was a longer game, there should hopefully be some updates as far as our bracket goes. Haxel, do we have any new news for all the fine folks watching?
Let us see right here. We do know that ASN First Action, Wolfclaw, and Elf Crew were all waiting on a team to face, but it looks like we do have some results, and it was actually a bit more than what I was expecting right here. Elf Crew, they did face their quarterfinal matchup, and they are actually up into the semifinals already. We also have Severe versus 1KL. 1KL able to take out Severe, moving up against Wolfclaw. Wolfclaw and 1KL battling it out right now. We did see ASP Nation face Violence right now. ASP Nation were the victors, meaning they will be going on to the semifinals to face ASN First Action. And ASN First Action moving up to the semis by taking out Brave Cats.
Well, of course, with things moving forward, we will need to move forward ourselves. How are we looking as far as the entries on Twitch are going for our first competition of the day?
Well, we do have plenty of people who have entered so far. If we're going to be drawing it relatively soon, guys, and by soon I would say about a minute. So if you haven't already, make sure you do head over to our Twitch page. Make sure you do type in hashtag RO16. It will be the last chance to enter, at least on our Twitch page today. If you don't have a Twitch, do not worry. There will be giveaways on other platforms as well, including YouTube, Facebook, and Mob Crush. But those will be after the Twitch one, which we'll be drawing shortly. Anyways, we're going to take a short little break right now, but we will be back once we have another matchup set up for everyone. All right, we do have our first giveaway winner for today. I hope you guys all had a chance to enter on our Twitch page. Our first Twitch, or at least our first giveaway winner for today, will be Siki Reggie. Siki Reggie, congratulations on being our first winner. All you need to do is post your dog tag and platform into the chat. Congrats.
Yeah, really nicely done. Of course, there will be the next 3 giveaways taking place during the course of the tournament today. And I noticed you guys talking about the custom games in the chat. Unfortunately, or I guess it depends on your point of view, with our admin staff, have been working so hard, the tournaments ended up going through very, very quickly today, so we haven't really had a chance to bring you any custom games. But as and when things do slow down, if they do slow down, we'll do our best to get you guys on stream and showing off your skills for the world to see.
Yeah, we should have another match coming up right now between ASN First Action and ASP Nation. I was gonna try to do a custom match, but it looks like everything's going too smoothly today, which I can't really complain about. But just means we can't really do as many custom matches as we have done previously. And we are going to be getting into that matchup right now, as I have hosted it already, and we will be bringing you ASN First Action versus ASP Nation shortly. Alrighty, guys, we were planning on getting in a match between ASN First Action and ASP Nation. However, due to some technical reasons, ASP Nation has had to drop out, and it will be ASN First Action versus Violence for the semifinal matchup. Violence having another chance on being the winners for the Red Cup. This will be their opportunity right here. However, they have a really tough team to face. ASN First Action. They are going to be setting up that match right now. But in the meantime, I did actually host a custom game since I do not know exactly how long it will take them to get everything situated, especially with such a sudden change in the brackets. If you guys would want to join the lobby, feel free to do so. The password is ESL123.
We've seen Haxel take to the field himself many a times before. I have to admit, Haxel, your performance has really been stepping up recently. As far as I do remember you getting into like 3rd place on these free-for-alls before, which is honestly pretty impressive considering how fierce each of the players joining tends to fight.
Well, I'll try my best this time. I have my ultimate defense for keeping my iPhone nice and cool. You know, it's called the ice cube method. You gotta cool your phone with ice cubes. So as you might hear, I got some ice cubes on a plate, and you gotta cool your phone down with that. I wouldn't recommend anyone do this, but if you have ice cubes, if you have a plate, and your phone's really toasty, 10 out of 10 idea. It makes your phone run faster. So let's see if this helps my performance any bit in this match right here. Let's see what kind of players we'll be facing though first.
Your mileage may vary with this homemade cooling solutions. Consult your medical doctor before embarking on any course of treatment for your phone becoming overheated.
Anyways, actually, since we did just finish up our Twitch giveaway, we can actually start up our next one. Our next one will be on our Mob Crush page. All you'll need to do is head over to our Mob Crush page and type in #quarter on our Mob Crush page for a chance to win 500 credits for Modern Combat 5. That is going on right now. Our Mob Crush page is mobcrush.com/modern_combat5.
Looks like we have got a new update from our delightful admins saying that the new semi-finals has been established, so I think we might just have to fire and forget this free-for-all, unfortunately. It is one of the things that happens with such a fast-moving tournament that we don't know necessarily how much time we have between games.
Yeah, well, we don't know exactly how long it'll take for them to get that set up. I want to see, can I get a kill before we have to leave and join that match right here? So we are actually in the game. What should I use? I'll use this. We'll try it out. My phone is nice and cold. It doesn't feel very laggy. It means I could aim partially. No, never mind, because I didn't actually get that kill. But I probably could do it. You know, next time we have more time to do a full custom game, I feel like I can be an extremely good player and take down plenty of dudes. Like we see a guy here trying to go in for the kill, but I have to. Nope, I got him. You see, look at that
wow.
double kill. I did great.
Well,
anyways, we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait for my skills for next time we host a custom game, as we will have Violence versus ASN First Action coming up right now.
Yep. Well, honestly, this, I've seen it in the chat. The reaction to your Ice Cube cooling strategy was a little bit suspicious at best. But yeah, apparently, again, we make no recommendations about trying this yourself, nor do guarantee any result apart from possibly your phone ending up fried. So probably maybe try some other method, because I'm afraid someone will actually try this and then get in trouble.
10 out of 10 cooling method. As long as you don't get it in any ports, you should be fine.
Again, Hacksaw, not a qualified Apple technician, so take with a grain of salt as large as the sun.
Oh wait, I messed it up.
Oh dear.
The overlay, my bad.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about your phone.
No. I put ASP Nation versus Violence. It's First Action.
Okay.
No worries, guys. We are getting into that match between ASN First Action and Violence right now. Alright, we are getting into our first semifinal matchup for today between Violence and ASN First Action. And starting off, Violence having a kill, and we already do see some trade-offs between both teams. First Action to try and get some kills back in return. However, they are still behind by 1.
Yeah, well, Violence fought very hard in our quarterfinal match, only losing out by the smallest of margins. But now they go up against the monsters that are ASN First Action, our last finals winners, who have been showing a little bit of a crack in the armor more recently, but have a chance to re-establish dominance over the regular cups as well as the final today.
Oh, I do like the method that they're trying to use right now. However, it can be quite dangerous for them. First Action doesn't really want to be too aggressive. They want to try to stay back, not give too many kills to Violence. However, they do need to be careful, especially with all these players with the Dread Eye, all these players with these long-range weapons. They did lose one player by a headshot. Rattel trying to stay in a really good sniper spot. However, he was forced out of that one location.
Yeah, well, we're seeing one of those slower paced matches, which will mean we've got back up to parity between the two teams. ASN First Action for Violence for both teams maneuvering, trying for those individual kills. And there's the ricochet shot coming out from Otahu. Very nice work with that Dread Eye sniper rifle.
Able to follow it up with a nice kill by switching to the Judge pistol, helping his team keep that lead with that double kill he just got right there. Violence still just staying back, not wanting to peek out at all. First Action knows that they're going to need to do something, and here is something, as they are able to pick up one with a kill with a grenade and with the sniper rifle, tying up the score. Violence Tequila in a good position right here, trying to get a nice, when he's trying to crouch, he's trying to get a perfect angle to get a headshot, possibly pick up one more kill, bring his team in the lead. However, it looks like Vivi was do that for him.
Yeah, I love window to fire through and then get the job done.
Violence, they're still just chilling in that back part of the map. First Action kind of maybe adjusting to their strategy. I saw one of the First Action members using the Prestige assault rifle that could really fire grenades a long distance, and that could be very, very deadly for these Violence members, especially if they're all staying in the back right here. This First Action member can just launch the grenades, concussion grenades over the map, get kills while he's still behind cover as well, which could help them take the lead back. We see now Tobu pushing in, getting one kill with the PR-39, deciding to back off for a moment. Violence still just covering these angles, trying their best to prevent First Action from making any form of push, but it is going relatively slowly.
Violence do manage to pick up another kill, pushing them ahead by 2. We've seen this happen so many times before. The teams dance around each other until one starts to build up a lead. At that point, the other team is very motivated to pick up the pace, and that's what First have done, picking up 2 kills themselves, putting it back in parity, but Violence answer immediately with 2 of their own and hold on to that lead.
Yeah, Violence picking up some kill streaks as well. Been pushing in, taking out Tequila. Tequila luckily didn't use his drone just yet, so it didn't go to waste at all. Odahu trying to shoot someone's arm right there. However, it looks like they both missed a plenty amount of shots. We still see Violence in the lead. A nice double concussion grenade kill, which does help their lead out even more. EMP strike deployed as well. This might make it a lot more difficult for First Action.
Very nice shooting there, which does ultimately result in the trade of kills. Violence managed to keep themselves ahead by 3, by 2. But it's going to start to be moved on. Violence doing really well for themselves, going up against what legitimately could be called the toughest competition in the competition. First Action, you do manage to trade a couple of kills back, but Violence, if they can keep this up, are looking very good in our game 1 of the semi-finals.
Thing is, it has been relatively close this entire match. Violence has just been keeping the lead, and if they are able to keep this up, they have to do it for another 2 minutes. The question is, will First Action try to change up their playing style, especially for those final 2 minutes of the game? Maybe try to do something completely different to throw Violence off guard. Maybe they were trying to distract them, saying, this is going to be our tactic, we're going to stay back at first, and then maybe at a certain time, we're going to try to rush in be a bit more aggressive, try to get those kills a bit quicker, and take the lead.
Yeah, well, we've seen it work very, very well for teams before. One team being lured into a sense of almost complacency by a very slow pace, and then suddenly one or other of the teams ends up going hyper aggressive. And that can really throw a team's rhythm off entirely. Certainly, Violence liking the pace of things at the moment with 1:30 left on the clock. Very slow and steady, nowhere near that clear limit. And O2 picks up 2 more, stymieing any chance for ASM First Action to come back into things.
Well, it's still only a 6 kill difference, but the thing is, they would need to take out the entire team from Violence once more if they want to actually tie up the score. Looks like they are trying to get some kills right now. However, Violence is going to continue on with a kill streak of their own, making the lead a bit more fortified, a bit more difficult for First Action to recover from for this remaining minute.
Yeah, for Violence, they've got 3 players, all performing very well. Vivi, Tequila, Tojakan, with 8 and 7 kills respectively. We've got a very strong overall team performance from Violence right now. First Action don't look like they're quite ready to commit for a huge play, and so this first game may be out of their grasp.
We'll only have 30 seconds left in this match right here. We would need to see 7 kills. But the thing is, even if we do see a full team wipe from First Action, that would be extremely difficult to do right off the bat. They would also have to wait for the other team to respawn. Violence, however, is not going to try to let that happen. Odahu picking up a few more kills with the sniper rifle as these First Action members are rushing in.
10 seconds left on the clock, 7 seconds, kills flowing left and right, but that lead for Violence is absolutely crazy. Firing victory shots into the sky. Violence take our first game of the semi-finals against ASN First Action. Wow, what a start to proceedings.
Very interesting start as well. The thing is, First Action, going into this, especially since they were the winner of the finals, we would think that they'd be maybe trying to do a bit better. However, they might be too drunk in their victory. Maybe trying to push off Violence, especially since they were taken out in that first round of the finals. But they now see how much of a proper threat they are. They would have to try their best for the next upcoming game.
Yeah, you have to fit, like, if you're in ASN First Action shoes, knowing that you're playing up against someone who's only in this round because of what you could call a technicality, you're going to come into that game one confident, but Violence showing up big time, not only winning the first game of the semifinals, but doing it decisively. Now it's on ASM First Action to try and readjust those expectations and try and make sure they don't get 2-0 swept.
We'll have to see if Violence is able to hold up against First Action on the next map, which will be a scramble. Anyways, we will go into a short little break while that is getting set up. Alright, as you see, we are in the next match right now. We are just waiting on both teams to fully join up. Once we have everyone in, we will be getting on our way with the team battle scramble. However, we do need 2 more players for first action to get in the lobby first. If you guys haven't already, if you guys are just joining in right now, we are doing a giveaway on our Mob Crush page. That would be mobcrush.com/modern_combat5. All you need to do is go to our Mob Crush page. Make sure you type in #quarter for a chance to win 500 credits for the game. We will be drawing the winner very shortly, and by shortly I mean after this next game is over. So I recommend do it as soon as possible for a chance to win those 500 credits.
Oh.
If you are on... Oh.
I was just going to say, don't be alarmed if you get to the Mob Crush page and you cannot hear anything. There apparently does seem to be an issue with Mob Crush at the moment, but all you need to do is just put yourself in there, get that hashtag down, and just watch on either Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube instead, whose sound, I'm assured, is truly fine and also delightful.
Yeah, we will also be doing the giveaways on our YouTube and Facebook later on after our Mob Crush giveaway is over. So if you don't want to head over to Mob Crush, if you don't want to do that, do not worry. If you like YouTube better, if you like Facebook better, there will be an opportunity for all of you guys as well.
I believe there was a little delay. The little delay is coming in from the side of ASN First Action. They needed to attend to something. So we can see all the advanced members are over and ready and raring to go on the left-hand side. Of course, winning that first game of our semi-finals sets themselves up very well. 1 game away from advancing further against arguably the toughest competition in the whole of the tournament. A very exciting game to watch. We hope you guys are looking forward to it just as much as we are.
Anyways, once we do have all the members, we will be getting right into this team battle scramble. But in the meantime, we will be taking another moment or two for the final few first action members to get in this match. Alright, looks like both teams are ready to go, and we are getting right into this team battle scramble. Already seeing some shots fired off by both sides, with Otahu picking up the first blood with the Dread-Eye Sniper Rifle. Quite a dangerous weapon, especially on this map, especially if you get some good angles. Tequila picking up another kill as well. Violence is starting to this match off relatively strong. They know if they win this match that they will be going on to the finals.
Yep, double trouble coming out from Violence, picking up the first 3 kills. Finally, First Action are going to get one of their very own. With Violence being up a game, they could not ask for a better start to things. ASN First Action, we may be seeing the fall of the Titans here once more. We see kills being traded backwards and forwards, of course, still very early days. But Violence where they want to be as things slow down once more.
Yeah, the thing about the slowdown is both of these teams are just trying to play at these long-range positions. No one's really going for these close-range encounters, and that's why no teams are really wanting to push out. They know that both teams have snipers. They know they both have these KOGs. They really don't want to risk giving the other team the lead. We do see First Action tying up the score between both teams. Larzy also getting that assault drone, which can highlight the enemies on the map. It can also highlight the enemies through walls for his team. So we'll have to see if he actually is able to utilize that, or if it will get taken down before it can scan anybody.
Both teams having a 2-0 player. In the case of Otahu for Violence and for First Action, Devin. Still very slower pace of things, but we're still waiting for the individual kills to go through. Will we see this be a game that explodes into full-on brawls, or will we see the whole game ride out on these low kill numbers?
Well, we don't know about anything just yet, but what it seems to be going right now is, seems like it's going to be taking a bit longer for them to get kills. Seems like it's going to be a bit longer for them to actually push in. But one thing we did see with Larzy on First Action, he was using the assault pack, meaning he will have an airstrike, he will have a bomber. So even though Violence is trying to camp back in this one little location, if he is able to get these kill streaks, it could be very beneficial for his team. He can get a multi-kill, or even just force out Violence from the position they're trying to stay in.
Yeah, we've seen how these kill streaks can absolutely tear a game open. First Action do manage to pick themselves up one more kill. 8-6, 8-7. First Action starting to come alive. 8-8. Violence now the ones being pressed back. Now things have evened up. We may see the character of the game change. Violence do manage to steal one back for themselves, but they've been put on notice. They cannot get too comfortable.
Yeah, Violence, they know that they're trying to push up. First Action is having a bit more confidence about pushing up as well. The thing is, they need to really find an open area. They need to be careful about those Dread-Eye Sniper Rifles, and they really need to make sure they're not really going out into the too wide into the open, unless they have some form of cover while they're trying to push up right here. We do see them 4 kills behind right now. They really are desperate to get those kills tied up. And we do see Devin trying to push in. And they have 3 people right here. This might be a good time to push in with all of these players.
Yo, Otahu doing work in this game. Only dying for the second time as we saw on stream just then. But has 7, half of Violence's kills on one member. Their success in this semi-final riding heavily on Otahu's shoulders and how well it can apply those Dread-Eye shots over the long distances.
One thing to also point out about Otahu is he also does have an extra turret. He does have an extra EMP strike ready to go. So it looks like he's going to be saving those kill streaks, maybe just as a stockpile in case something goes wrong. Maybe if First Action starts getting some momentum, starts getting some kill streaks like recon aircrafts, that he could use EMP and then really shut them down. We do see some First Action kills coming in, almost tying up the score, only 3 points away. The question is, will they be able to do it, or will Violence keep the pressure on and get some return kills of their own?
Otahu again doing work with that Dread-Eye from very long range, looking for the next target. Will they poke out from behind there? We've got huge amounts of members of Violence there. Otahu, this is a target-rich environment, going crazy, but Blood does manage to stop Otahu's rampage for at least a few seconds more.
Violence looks like they kind of switched up spots right now. Violence was in the back by the truck before, but now it's First Action in the same spot. First Action now has to see if they can somehow at least get some kills on these Violence members without getting taken out too much. Tokachan, however, coming out from the side will have a very good angle on these First Action members. OG, but has to be careful for those sniper rifles. And is he trying to shoot his toes right here? That was something interesting I'd never seen before. If you actually could shoot someone's toes, Tokachan would have done it right there, but it was not the case.
Yet by an inch or a mile, but Violence are taking this game and trying to run away with it as far as they can. Divin does manage to pick up a kill. We've got choppers in the sky, both blowing out synchronized explosions in this game, but Violence are still holding on to this lead. EMP Strike's going to be coming in. First Action desperately trying to stay alive.
If they don't do anything quickly, especially since there's only 1 minute left, that will be it for their tournament run for today. O2 trying to be aggressive, trying to push in with the judge, missing his shots. He does get taken down. You see First Action being a bit more aggressive, trying to push up a bit more now. Let's see if this is what they need to come back and tie up the score before this game does get to a critical point where they cannot come back from.
We looking at Ota, who before did have an incredibly good record, but is now 12-8, suffering a lot more deaths as things goes on. Potentially a winner back into the game for First Action, but there's so little left on the clock. There may not even be enough time for First Action to make those kills in the last 30 seconds of the game.
They would really need to step up their game right here. You did see an airstrike getting deployed.
Ooh.
Oh, picking up one, however, that was very, very close to many other members of First Action. We'll see if First Action can pick up a few more. Divin trying to shoot some concussion grenades over the wall, trying to pick up some kills that way. Rio pushing in. We do see First Action just being so much more aggressive now. Violence just trying to stay back, trying to stay safe for these final few moments of the game. However, First Action still has a chance of coming back. They would just need to get one more kill for this overtime.
EMP coming in. Will they do it? No! By the smallest of margins, First Action go down in flames. Violence have done it. They've got the 2-0 over our finals champions from the finals yesterday. What a performance from them after losing out to ASP Nation before. Now we've got Violence heading to the finals.
That was a pretty intense matchup, especially that final part. I swore that First Action might have been able to pick up that final kill in the end, especially since I was spectating a player, looking at him starting to fire at one of those players who did just respawn. However, the time, it was just not in his favor, and it did not work out for First Action.
Yep, incredibly impressive performance, and with that last result coming in by the smallest of margins, we do know who our finalists are going to be, because across the other side of the bracket, Elf Crew beat out 1KL to make their own way into the finals. Now, that finals will be Elf Crew versus Violence in best of 5 action. It's been crazy so far. We hope you'll stick with us for the finals and see how this one ends.
Since we did just finish up that matchup right here, we actually can finish up our Mob Crush giveaway as well and start another giveaway. We'll just start off by finishing the Mob Crush one. If you haven't already, I'll give it about 30 seconds actually. Actually, no, I'll give it 30 seconds and then I'll announce where the next platform is going to be. So make sure you do type in #quarter on our Mob Crush page. We will be drawing that relatively shortly. And for the next platform, the next place to get credits, if you guys are on Facebook, if you're still watching, all you need to do is type in #Semi into the chat. Just type in #Semi into the chat for a chance to win 500 credits for Modern Combat 5. We will be drawing the winner after we see about 2 matches. So make sure you do that quickly, as we do not know how fast these 2 matches will take, especially between these 2 teams.
It's going to be pretty crazy. So as much as we've seen all these teams fight and claw for prizes this evening, be part of it yourself. Come do join in. It's going to cost you absolutely nothing at all to get those hashtags in on Mob Crush and on Facebook. Why not do both? Double your chances of winning those 500 credit prizes.
All right, our winner for our Mob Crush giveaway for the final 30 seconds will have to be Lokefreezo. Lokefreezo, congratulations. All you need to do is post your dog tag and platform into the chat. Congrats on being our Mob Crush winner for today. Guys, do not worry if you have not won yet. there is still a chance on Facebook. There is still a chance on YouTube. YouTube going to be a bit later on in the day, but we do have our Facebook one live right now. All you need to do is type in hashtag Semi into our chat.
Yep, those 2 more chances to get yourself ahead. Hopefully, you guys are looking forward to seeing our crazy final going ahead. I'm just going to let our admins know what happened from the last one, because honestly, I was not expecting to see Violence manage to take that 2-0.
I was not expecting that either, but I wasn't expecting a lot of things today. Violence getting into the semifinals because of something with ASP Nation, then actually also taking out ASN First Action. Just everything is going in their favor for today. Let's see if the finals match is the same. Alright, while we are waiting on this last matchup for today to get set up between Elf and Violence, we did host a custom game, so if you guys want a chance to be on stream, a chance to play, feel free to join up this game. It is open for anyone. The password is ESL123.
A chance to show your skills on the stream. Well, of course, the faster you get, the bigger the chances we'll be able to run through this whole custom game. I do apologize. From before, we didn't get a chance to show it on stream. Unfortunately, there's every possibility that it might happen again, but the faster you guys get here, the better chances we have of being able to show you our kind of pre-finals party before we do get that started up, which will, of course, be best of 5 competition between Elf Crew and Violence, who I'm sure have both fought incredibly hard to be here.
Yes, indeed. We'll have to see how both compete. Violence won last Red Cup, I believe. So they technically be the defending champions then.
Yep, that's true. I mean, given their performance against ASP Nation, we started to see perhaps something else coming through from there. But yeah, Violence have done well for themselves. I believe, and I'm going to have a quick check on this, in our finals, Violence actually lost out in the very first round to ASN First Action, keeping them from progressing any further. And of course, went on to win at that finals. It must be a huge redemption for them to make it through to the finals today, taking down ASN First Action on the way.
Yes, indeed. We'll have to see how they do against Elf Crew. Elf Crew has played in multiple of these cups before. They are relatively well experienced with these tournaments and how they operate. So they might have some sort of it's not really an advantage, just an advantage and maybe experience. We'll have to see once they do have that match all set up and ready to go. But in the meantime, if you guys want to join up this custom game, it is up and available for you all to get into.
I do believe, as we've talked about all of this stuff, that we've actually have got a passkey coming through for our game one of our grand finals. So unfortunately, I don't know if we're actually going to be able to get this free-for-all started. We will, of course, be trying to do one after the finals are concluded for sure. But for now, I think we might have to duck out even before we get started.
I think that might actually be the case. You know, all these times I want to try out this method, you know, because all the times I do bad is because my phone's heating up, right, for these custom games. And I got the ice cubes with me today, so I'm going to do good for the custom games. But looks like I will not be able to show you guys that all right now. Looks like they do have that next match hosted already, so we'll have to join up between Elf Crew and between Violence. The first finals match for today. We are going to go into a short little break while that is getting set up. I do apologize for not being able to do this custom game right now, but we will have one later on today, I swear. Do not worry, guys. Alrighty guys, here we go, starting off with the first finals match for today. Elf Crew versus Violence. We have Violence on the red side. We have Elf Crew on the blue side. And Elf Crew picking up that first blood with a concussion grenade. And they're going to just really be playing it slow as well. something we've been seeing a lot this tournament.
Yeah, we've got a swarming for Elf around the backside of the map, trying to get that high ground, trying to press that early advantage, but Valence have managed to even things up. Both teams occupying opposite sides of the map, and we're going to be seeing a lot more of these snap kills coming in from both sides as the game progresses.
One thing Elf has that I don't know if any of the players on Violence have, the recon player. The fact that they have that recon player can be very, very helpful, giving them a team speed boost. Also, giving them the capability of maybe going for a flank, maybe coming behind all these snipers and assault rifles and taking them down. We'll have to keep an eye on that recon player, see how well he does throughout this match right here. But it looks like he did just get taken out by Tokachan. They know he's up here, and they go hunting.
Yeah, well, the slight advantage not working out since that initial burst of the double kill. We'll see how these team strategies do progress as things go on. Still, for Elf, Kayaku is going to be the highest performing player, but so far, Violence looking pretty so far, but 2 more kills come Elf's way to even things up and make sure this finals will go to be very, very competitive all the way down the line, hopefully, as we see more kills being traded across.
Elf, the way that they're playing is somewhat odd. Like, they go very defensive for one moment, and then for a brief moment of time, they decide to rush in, they decide to be very, very aggressive, push into the locations where the enemies are, and take them out. And it has been helping them a bit, however, it also has been hurting them. Violence has been able to pick up these nice free picks with these sniper rifles as they are trying to rush in. However, we do see Elf picking up some kills on their own. However, they need to really be careful about how they operate this if they want a chance of winning this first game.
Well, Elf managing to pick up 4 kills in a row right then from a game which was looking very much Valence's to take away as they please. Suddenly, Elf come back big time, bringing things back to parity, and we've yet to see a response. There it is. Valence come back with their own swing of kills, 3 back in their favor. Still a bloodbath in our first game of our grand finals.
Good response by Violence. The fact that they were able to take out 4 people. And what was that? A return quad kill by Elf, tying up the score once again. Violence probably not expecting that at all. Wow, just repeated trade kills back to back. Just massive amounts of players getting taken down on each side. Elf still has a chance at this match right here. They still have their recon up in the air. No one on Violence has really paid attention to it. It looks like they finally did take it down, but that did give Elf enough information to at least understand where most of these Violence members were, where most of them were positioned, so they will be keeping an eye out on that.
Wow, these teams know how to get multi-kills. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if they necessarily are as proficient at keeping the other team from returning the favor. Still very, very close. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock. Whoever wins this first game of the Grand Finals is going to be set up extremely well as we go into our Game 2, which will be on Scramble. But at this point, it's anybody's Game 1.
Looks like we have some Elf players trying to go for a flank right here. Tokachan, however, picking up the kill, picking up another kill as well. They were trying to go for that player that was near the bottom. However, Tokachan being in that high vantage point, being on the catwalk, giving cover to his team, making sure that none of the players on Elf is really pushing up. And it does make it so much more difficult for Elf to pick up kills other than trying to come out from the front or coming out from a place that does have some sort of defense.
The Hive players for both teams, Rabbit on the Elf team, Tokachan on the Violence team, both with 10 kills, both with about half that many deaths, both trying to put the teams on their shoulders and carry them through this first game. But it's not just about individual performance, it's about how many of your team members can also stay alive and keep those kills from flowing into the opposing team's pockets.
Yeah, that is one thing. Like, both of these teams kind of had problems with that. The fact that they were able to get all these multi-kills earlier on during the game, but they have started to spread apart a bit more. Might make it a bit more difficult for that to happen. We do see a bomber coming in from Elf, so will it actually take anyone down? Looks like it's not the case. Looks like it just flies right over, missing all of the targets that it could have hit. Especially with Violence being outside, it would have made them a lot more vulnerable, a lot more susceptible to the bomber. It could have helped Elf crew Tie up the score.
28-32. We've slowed down as we head towards the dying minutes of the match, of this first game, rather. Elf still behind. We'll see if we do see Elf coming back and trying to make this big play in the last few moments, trying to steal away just those 5 kills that separate them from being in the lead before Violence can respond. But I do wonder if it's too risky of a proposition to try and gamble the whole game on being able to get a clean ace on Violence right now.
Well, Violence, they're doing everything right. As long as they're able to hold on to this for another minute, they will have the first match in the bag. Vivi picking up another kill on Rabbit with the Dread Eye Sniper Rifle, increasing their lead ever so slightly. And we do see Asuka right here having all his kill streaks ready to go. Probably would be the best time to use them just to help his team possibly have any sort of advantage for these final few seconds of the game and the lead back.
2 kills go across the Elf, only 3 kills behind, only 25 seconds left on the clock. Can they find more victims to push themselves further forward, or will Violence just be able to play so far back on the map that that will be impossible to do? Rabbit picks up another one, only 2 kills remain, but any kills from Violence could put this out of reach for Elf.
We do see one more kill by both teams, however there's only 4 seconds left. Looks like this game is going to go to Violence for game 1.
Wow, what a game 1, and what a last second push from Elf to try and bring themselves back. It was too little, too late, and I do wonder if that was the right choice to try and put that entire game on the last few seconds.
Yeah, that was a pretty good matchup for game 1, but we'll have to see how Elf tries to respond from that first loss with game number 2. Game number 2 is going to be a team battle on Scramble, so another kind of balanced map like Construction Site. We might be seeing some sort of similar gameplay with players using these sniper rifles, staying back and rushing in at only opportune moments. Elf, they did relatively well for the first game, maybe got a feel of how Violence played, but we'll have to wait and see for game number 2. Alrighty, we are in game number 2 between Elf and Violence. Violence ahead by 1 so far. So if they win this next match right here, they will have the match point. They will only need to win one more game after that. And we do see Violence already taking the lead with Otu getting a nice snipe across the map with the Dread Eye. Elf trying to stay back, trying to play a bit more defensively on this map. It doesn't have as much cover as Construction Site, so they do need to be careful about peeking out, especially with all the snipers that they know are on the opposing team.
The whole of the map given across to Violence to do with as they please. Elf right back in this top left-hand corner, waiting for a member of Violence to show their heads. Violence going for the surround strategy. We'll see if it does a good job of containing. No, Rabbit gets the kill. The first kill for Elf, and means that we're going to need to see some more interaction from these two teams if things are going to change any further, as Elf gets another kill.
Well, we do see that some of the players on Violence were trying to be aggressive, pushed in, and got punished for it. However, it looks like Vivi was able to at least pick up a kill, get that trade relatively quickly, and make sure that Elf didn't get too much off of the kills they just got. However, they are still in the lead right now. Violence does know that. Violence wants to get a kill. However, Elf doesn't even need to peek at all, especially since they do have the lead. They could try to bait out Violence, which would be actually the first time today someone was able to do that if they could do something of the sort.
3-2-3. Closing past the 5-minute mark. Aska are going to be able to pick up a kill for themselves. Elf crew back in the lead once again. I do have to wonder though, what kind of performance will we see out of Elf Rabbit this game? Last time round had the best performance of any individual player. Nearly half of Elf crew's kills. If Rabbit doesn't step up in this game as well, I wonder how Elf Crew can do. I mean, right now they're winning, but only by the smallest of margins. And if the game starts changing up, that too could change as well.
One of the reasons why it's not really changing too much is the fact that they're not really finding each other too often. Pilkachan taking out a nice 2 kills right there, putting his team in lead, and looks like Violence can try to be a bit more aggressive. Hilo trying to using Berserk to get the extra damage down on a few of the players. However, it is not enough. We do see the score, however, does get tied between both teams. Violence trying to throw some concussion grenades, trying to throw some EMP grenades, stopping the enemy team from at least knowing where they are on the minimap. And it looks like they're going to be trying to pre-fire out themselves, getting their own kills.
Elf back to that most tiny of leads. Looks like both teams are going to be heading towards making this a full-flavored game 2 of our grand finals. Elf pick up another kill for themselves. Nice grenade work coming out from Rabbit. But we're waiting to see if Violence can change the pace and start bringing through these massive kill streaks we know that they're capable of.
Well, we'll have to see. Since a lot of these Violent players are using snipers, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to push in on all these Elf members. Only a few select players on Violence do have the rifles, like the PR, the KOG, and the Enforcer. So it's really up to them, unless we have Elf crew peeking out and getting picked off by the rifles.
Yeah, but an exchange very slightly in Vilence's favor. Rabbit the only one to pick up a kill that I saw for Elf crew. But Elf crew still in the lead by 1. 3 minutes left on the clock. We're still waiting to see if things will really change, or if both teams will continue this style of playing very conservatively, which when we see the teams suddenly having to rush at the end to make up for that deficit, it can be so risky from both sides.
Yeah, and the way that Elf and Violence have been playing so far, they've just been burning this time. Only 2 minutes 30 left in the game. Rabbit picking up another kill right there. However, we do see a quick trade back by Sam on Rabbit, and we finally see Violence take the lead. 10-11 might be the moment they need to actually win this match, to actually hold this lead for the rest of the game.
It's looking a little bit dicey here for Elf, who are now behind with the 2-minute mark coming up in just a moment. As mentioned before, Rabbit is the outstanding player for Elf so far, but has picked up their own share of deaths, meaning that Violence are going to continue to move further forward. Beautiful grenade coming out there, 16-13.
My camera went black for a moment, but we do see Violence continuing to push in. They're starting to get a bit more aggressive, especially since it is starting to get to that 1 minute mark. They don't want to be too far ahead or too far behind. Violence going to keep the pressure on all these elf members. Tequila pushing in with the PR-39, getting taken out by American Sniper. American Sniper using the bear power gets sniped himself. So he needs to really be careful about where he is positioning himself, especially since some players can see him, especially in that corner near the truck.
A 5-kill lead for Violence. Very comfortable for them as they come into the closing sections of our game 2 of the finals. Rabbit does manage to pick up Tequila with a grenade tossed across the wall. Will we see everything explode in this last minute? Certainly, Elf need to change something if they want to stay. Any chance of this game 2? Kills being traded, recon aircraft being deployed, but it's still Violence in the lead.
And Violence is going to be staying in the lead as they're just continue to pick up kills while they are pushing into this one location. American Sniper is able to stop Tequila, so that does prevent one of their members from pushing in. However, the fact that Violence was able to pick up so many kills while they were pushing in originally, it did give them a small little lead advantage. Tequila getting put at very critical HP. He does not get a kill, however, his teammates assist him while he was pushing into that one spot. Divi is watching the back, making sure that no one is pushing in. And we have a 5-point difference with only 17 seconds left to go.
Elf look like they're readying themselves for a final push here. But they've got to get a clean ace on Violence. Once again, Elf being put into an almost impossible situation. 5 seconds in, but no, Violence pick up 2 of their own. It's out of reach for Elf. Violence go up 2-0 in our grand finals.
We'll have to see if Violence is able to finish them off with game number 3. Elf tried very hard that game, however, it was not enough. They would need to come back with everything they got for game number 3 if they don't want to get knocked out with a 3-0 loss. Also, since we actually did finish up game number 2 right now, we can actually start finishing up our Facebook giveaway. We're starting to get towards our finale of today's broadcast, so that means we're going to be getting to one of our final giveaways as well. So on Facebook, we're going to give it about another minute to 30 seconds for everyone to enter. If you haven't already, make sure you do type in #Semi into our Facebook chat. And we will be starting up our YouTube giveaway right now as well. If you want a chance to win 500 credits for Modern Combat 5 and you're on our YouTube page, you're watching our YouTube broadcast, make sure you type in #finals into the chat for a chance to win those 500 credits. That's right, on our YouTube page, type in #finals for a chance to win 500 credits on our YouTube chat. Anyways, we will be going into a short little break while we are waiting on the next match to get set up. Alrighty, we are going to be drawing our Facebook giveaway winner right now. I hope you all did type in those hashtag semis on our Facebook page. And we do have our Facebook winner for today. It will be Ronivaldo Guzmeo. Oh, I'm sorry if I butchered your name, man. But congratulations. If you are still in the chat, please do post your dog tag and your platform into the chat to claim your credits. I will type your name there as well.
I think that's probably for the best. But we've got the game 3 coming up for you now. Looks like the pass key is in our sweaty little palms, just waiting for us to get all set up. Looks like the players are also more or less in position, so we shouldn't be too far off from this third game of our grand finals on Advantage. The decisive match for both sides. Elf Crew, having lost the first 2 games, are now required to make a reverse sweep to win out the Red Cup number 37 finals. Do you guys think they can do it? Please do let us know in the chat. I've seen some guys showing some love for Valence, but we need some love for Elf Crew as well, who've been fighting extremely hard and have only missed out on these games by the smallest of margins.
Yeah, these games have been quite close between these two teams. I'm quite surprised that Elf hasn't really gotten any opportunity to actually try to take the lead for any major lead, at least, for any of these games we've played so far. However, this will be their last chance to do something of the sort. If they do not win this match right here, it will be Violence as our champions for today.
Both Construction Site and Scramble fell in the favor of Violence, but it was still very, very close. Only 3 kills separated in the first game. A little bit better for Violence in the second, with 6 kills ahead, but not enough to in any way give them any kind of comfort in this last game or any kind of certainty that they can go and make the clean sweep.
Anyways, we will be waiting. Oh, actually, we're going to be starting in right now as we are loading in, so we will be getting into the team battle advantage in a few short moments.
Looks to be that we've got a swap of colors this time round. Violence are going to be on the blue, Elf Crew on the red. Perhaps a change of colors might herald a change of fortunes for Elf Crew. They'll certainly need it as we head into our third and potentially final game of our grand finals. As I said, let us know in the chat. Who do you think is going to do it? Will it be Violence? Will it be Elf? We're going to find out right now.
Anyways, we are getting into that match right away, and looks like both teams are taking a somewhat similar tactic. We have some who are rushing out from the side towards the bottom part of the map. You have some trying to go to the middle part of the map, and they're just trying to take controls of different locations of the map. Good tactic. However, we do see Vivi picking up the first snipe of the game, getting that first blood, but Rabbit returning it on Lion.
A nice start to things. It looks to be another game in this finals, which is going to be the more slow-paced start. And honestly, it makes a lot of sense for Violence so far. Elf have consistently put themselves in a position that's too difficult to come back from in the closing seconds. Will we see Elf vary up those tactics, try and play a more chaotic style, or even if they do, perhaps they might be playing into Violence's hands?
Oh, their tactic is working out so far. Looks like one of the Violence members was kind of baited into Rabbit's trap. Rabbit was able to get that nice headshot kill, take the lead. He's actually the only one on his team to have kills right now, so he does have all of the kills for his team, and we're just waiting on something to happen. No one has been able to get any sort of major trade-offs just yet. Violence still hoping to get a kill shortly, but they are just kind of scared to push in.
It makes a lot of sense now. Elf have got the advantage, and also a more significant advantage. Violence forced to come to them, forced to walk into these prepared kill zones, the meat grinder that will be these open areas that are so dangerous. We'll see if Elf can keep their coherence, or if they'll be tempted to try and play on the terms of Violence inside these buildings, where there's so many corners to work around as Tequila takes out Rabbit.
Well, Elf, they are in an okay spot, especially since they do have the... Oh, they did have the lead until Violence gets a triple and takes the lead back for themselves. 5-3 so far. Elf kind of panicking a bit more. We see them scattering around a bit more. trying to find some guy relatively quickly. They know they need to get some kills. They know that Violence is going to be trying to back off and camp in their own spawn, so maybe they're trying to formulate what they're going to be doing for this next part of the game.
It's crazy to see how much of these finals are not necessarily revolving around individual player skill, but on how well these teams are able to implement their strategies and adapt as the finals continue. Elf now on the back foot have to try and change something up, or else Violence will just do what they do best. As Rabbit hits a nice grenade kill, could this be a chance for Elf to break the base of Violence and really get in there and start generating these kills?
Who just watching those corners, making sure that no one's really peeking from that van. Even though he is watching that one corner, he needs to be kind of careful that someone doesn't come from the left side, as it is still possible. He does spot one, tries to fire in. Rabbit, however, knew he was there, cooks the grenade perfectly, and was able to take him down. This will give him the opportunity, at least give his team the opportunity to push into this one location. We already do see American Sniper pushing up so much, and he's going to be going for that backstab. And it looks like since that sniper on the top, Lion, was distracted by a sniper, one of his teammates, Asuka, was able to assist and take him down.
Elf now only behind by 1 kill. So much riding on Rabbit's performance. 4 and 3 in this game. Has done work with the grenade so far and picks up another kill. Now it's Elf in the lead. But all these margins are so small. One individual engagement can change the entirety of the game, as we see duels breaking out across Vantage. And everything turns so quickly. 3 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, 3 minutes left on the clock, but not really too many kills have happened so far. We do see Elf picking up another kill, increasing their lead by 2. But the question is, will they be able to keep this up? We do see Odahu trying to push in right here with the Dread-Eye. He knows there's someone around the corner, tries to pre-fire in, tries to get that kill, but K is able to take him down. 3 kill lead for Elf Crew. Looking good in their favor right now. However, we do not know how Violence will act, especially once we start getting near to the end of the match.
I do wonder if we end up seeing Violence put into the same situation Elf has been over and over as the killer picks up a kill. Whether Violence will try and employ the same strategies that haven't worked out well for Elf, or if they'll just continue to try and be aggressive right up until the end of things. So far, though, it seems like Violence playing it pretty safe. Do manage to pick up a kill onto Rabbit, but they'll need to find another kill just to bring themselves back into contention. 2 minutes left on there, and Rabbit returns the favor onto Violence, picking up a headshot of his own.
2 kill difference, only 2 minutes in this match to go. Question is, will Violence be able to tie up those 2 kills in these 2 minutes, or will both teams just decide to stay back for as long as possible, not even spotting each other just yet? Violence not really wanting to push up too much. We do have Vivi, who did push up somewhat. However, he might not want to be pushing into that location, especially with the sniper rifle he is using at the moment.
It seems like Violence are trying to put themselves in a position where they take the game at the last second. At least for Violence, they're not as many kills that they're going to need to make up in the last few seconds, as O2 gets a kill onto Nell. Now it's only going to need to be 1 kill, but Rabbit again gets another scalp from Violence, keeps Elf in the lead, keeps the tension rising as Violence pick up a kill onto Keiko. 1 minute left on the clock, 1 kill separating these 2 teams.
Elf, American Sniper, he did spot 1, spotted 2, got taken out by the second. Vivi there to just really watch out, make sure his team is safe from long range. He's going to be trying to move up a bit, get a good sniper angle. They only need 1 kill. 1 kill to tie up this game, 1 kill to bring this to sudden death, and he has a perfect angle.
Ooh.
He is able to take down Nell, and this is going to be a time where both teams either decide to go in for a kill or decide to back off and hope for a sudden death. But Violence picking up a concussion grenade kill, picking up another kill right there as well, puts Elf behind.
Well, Mario, the lowest performing member of Violence, suddenly picks up 2 kills at the last possible moment, but Elf return it. Asuka going to be able to pick up a kill. Tequila and Rabbit both trading 18-18. We could be seeing this going to sudden death. Asuka gets the last second kill. Elf have done it. They have stayed alive in our grand finals, taking their very first game in this best of 5.
Very, very close match between both teams. Violence had a chance at the end, especially they were getting a few kills, but it was not enough. They were not able to finish them off with a final blow. Elf survives one more round, meaning we will be going on to game number 4, which will be a team battle on conversion. Somewhat close range map, so it might not work out as well for most of the snipers that we've been seeing previously. We might be seeing some changes in the gameplay, some more recon players, but we'll have to wait and see. Elf, if they get taken out this next round, they will be done for good. However, if they are able to win against Violence one more time, we will be going to the Rush tiebreaker.
Wow, what a performance in that game. Honestly, I'm really surprised that Elf Crew managed to keep that up all the way to the end. And as we've talked about before, so much of that riding on Rabbit's performance. 11-5 in the game. Again, the best performing individual member in our grand finals. So much riding on their performance from Elf Crew. Haxel, do you think Elf Crew can do that twice more?
Possibly, since conversion is a kind of closer range map, at least it has a lot more close range elements. It might be what they're a bit more used to, other than these long range gunfights. However, we do not know if that's exactly the case just yet. And for the final match would then be a museum rush, so it would be confusing for both teams. So it would be whoever played the most rush museum probably would do a bit, at least maybe a bit better, unless they've just somehow refined their tactic with other game modes on that same map.
Yeah, that's true. There's so much up in the air. If we can see Elf Crew manage to take this game 4, do let us know, guys. Do you think they can do it? They've done it once already, but twice more in a row, or they are going to give the game across in the finals across to Violence. Show your support for the teams and keep those hashtags flowing if you want to be part of the competitions as well.
Alrighty, we are going to be getting into game number 4 right now. Violence starting it off with the first blood. If you haven't realized already, Violence is on the red side. Elf is on the blue side. Elf needs a way really quickly to recover from that first blood. But since it is these two teams, they haven't really been playing too aggressively. They decided to stay back a bit more. We do see some more assault players on Elf's team, but we still do see plenty of these sniper rifles. So kind of interesting to see on this map. You would expect to see a lot more recons and a lot more assault players.
Yeah, the varying up of strategies. We'll see how well it pans out for both these teams as Violence take an early 2-0 lead. Of course, it's worth restating, we are in our best of 5 grand finals with Violence already having 2 games in the bag. Elf just won the 3rd match of the series, so they'll need to do that twice more in order to become our champions today. Violence starting out things strong means that we maybe are starting the way which they wanted to start last game.
Well, both teams are kind of at a standstill right here, not wanting to push in at all. Elf, they know there's people around this corner right here. They just don't want to peek because they know how deadly the Dread Eye could be. They know how quickly you can get taken down by it, and the fact that you could really just ricochet shots. You see one of the Violence members right here trying to do a really creative kind of ricochet shot off the ceiling. I don't know how effective that would be, but if it did somehow work, that would be the kill of the century right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly worth a try. I mean, at this point, again, we're seeing another game where it's so conservatively played from both sides, but it's on Elf Crew, of course, to try and find the kills back. Tequila's going to take out Keku for the 3rd one for Violence. And honestly, Violence seem to be completely dictating terms to Elf right now, who have to win this game.
Well, Violence, as long as they're able to keep this up, as long as they're able to keep on getting kills like Tequila did right there, they will have a perfect opportunity to just win this tournament right here, right now. 5-0 so far. Elf having no opportunity just yet to get any kills. Tequila picking up a nice headshot kill on Rabbit right there. Also picking up an assault drone, which can go flying around, scanning those enemy targets.
Wow, what a performance from Violence in this game 4. I mean, if you wanted to try and create a Grand Finals appearance that really show what you're capable of, then this is exactly what you want to be doing. Violence giving Elf no ground whatsoever, no kills. Imagine if we saw Violence manage to finish out this as a perfect game. I can't see that being possible, but right now, maybe it could happen.
Yeah, it's looking like that right now. Violence is holding these corners extremely tightly, making it very difficult for Elf to do anything about it. The thing is, Elf can still get some kills with grenades, or at least they're very likely to get a kill with a grenade or something of the sort this match. But just the fact that Violence is already 11-0 against, oh, finally, first kill for Elf. But the fact that they're so far ahead makes it super difficult for Elf.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, we've seen so many teams trying to hold onto the back sections of the map, but we've never seen it work as well as it's working for Violence right now, as they just take every kill. Every time Elf showed their faces in any capacity, they're getting hit by these ricochet shots from the Dread Eye, and Violence just putting on a clinic.
Elf trying to find out a way to really counteract this strat from Violence, this strat that's been working out flawlessly so far. 2-19, but Violence is going to keep the pressure on, try to keep on getting some more kills. We finally see Nell picking up one. Marion in the back with the Dread Eye, just trying to ricochet sniper shots off the wall, trying to prevent anyone from pushing into that one hallway. Elf is kind of feeling demoralized right now, kind of unsure of what to do in a certain situation, as Violence just continues to pick up kills.
22-3. I can't remember the last time we saw a finals match be this brutal and this much in favor of one team. Violence looking to try and repeat their performance from last cup, but they also want to send a message to every other team they will ever face that if you push them to the limits, they will absolutely destroy you.
And destroy you is the case, or as you see right here. Violence still also has a lot of kill streaks that they could utilize. So even if Elf tries to do some sort of push, it might not work out too well. Then Violence can just drop all their kill streaks, and they have a massive buffer over this right here.
Wow, this is honestly astonishing. It feels like Violence came into this final specifically prepared for conversion, because their shots with a Dreadeye, they're finding every angle that they can get these guaranteed kills from. We talked before about how the Dreadeye is very hard to get these ricochet kills on, but Violence are doing it over and over again.
There might be one thing that teams have been practicing, especially since this gun has become a bit more popular. The fact that it can bounce off walls. Teams may be practicing special places you can shoot, maybe to get to certain angles, certain positions that they know people would like to stay on these maps, and it can be very useful. Also, the fact that the sniper has so much ammo, you can keep on spraying it. They're not really worried too much about consequences of just shooting it rapidly. It gives you about 12 shots, and I think you actually have like an extra 120 ammo to go along with that. So you can fire this thing for quite a long time without going dry.
Elf are managing to pick up a couple of kills, but the only thing it's going to provide is a slightly easier sleeping at night, as Elf are behind by such a huge margin. 18 kills behind Violence right now. 5 seconds left on the clock. This has been a really unusual last game for our grand finals, but Violence take that final game with absolute destruction reigning all over Elf, who didn't even get started in our final game. But we have your champions of the iOS Red Cup, number 37. It will be Violence coming back from a defeat to take the whole thing.
Well, we'll have to wait on that. Anyways, congrats to Violence on being the champs for today. Good job on Elf Crew. They tried, but it was not enough. And anyways, since we are done with the finals for today, we can actually start finishing up our final few giveaways. So if you haven't already, make sure you do go to our YouTube page. Make sure you do type in #finals. We will be drawing the winner for that very shortly. So if you haven't already, just head over to our YouTube page. You can search up Modern Combat on YouTube, find our broadcast, and make sure you do type in the #final.
Well, what a performance has been so far from all of these teams. But yes, we will be getting that custom game set up soon, just so you can finally show your skills on the grandest stage, live before a jury of your peers. Can you outperform the Hacksaw, or will you be just another victim? Once we get that set up, please do come and join us for that, because that should be a whole load of fun.
Yes, indeed. The match password will be ESL123. So as soon as it is up and ready to go, at least as soon as you see it, feel free to join up. It is available for anyone on iOS to get into. This will be one of the last, actually probably the last match for today.
Yeah, but it will at least be the match that you can be part of yourselves. As we always say, a great way to kind of show your skills off for any teams that may be watching. Of course, all the teams that have been playing today have a decent to good chance to be watching this custom match going on, because, of course, all the competitive matches are over. So if you've got any dreams of becoming a competitive player for Modern Combat 5, please do come and join us, show off your skills, and make some great impressions.
Anyways, the match is up. Like I said, the password is ESL123. Feel free to join if you are on iOS, guys. We will be starting it soon. And we will also be drawing the YouTube giveaway winner soon, so make sure you do type in those #finals. Alrighty guys, it is time. The time for the final giveaway for today. On our YouTube page, we're going to be drawing the winner right now, just so you guys could then head over to our custom game we are doing right now. We are going to roll the Nightbot. What will the Nightbot say?
I hope you've not been mean to the Nightbot, because all of your credits lie in its robotic claws.
Anyways, looks like we do have our winner for today. Congrats! You won. Let's see, how do I pronounce your name? Mayank Tripathi. Congratulations. All you need to do is post your dog tag and platform into the chat to claim your credits. I do see you in the chat as well. Just make sure you do type in your dog tag and platform. Anyways, guys, if you want to, feel free to join up this final custom game for today. Still some slots left, and the password is ESL123.
Great to see some of you guys come in. I'm really hoping we'll get to see some of the players who competed today come and join us, join in these free-for-alls, which are always crazy good fun. So far, we've still got a few slots left. We may end up even starting with a few slots left open, so if you're otherwise occupied and need to join a little bit late, you can do that. Of course, there's every possibility that the game could end up getting all 12 slots filled, so please do make your way across as soon as you possibly can to make sure you get to show off your stuff live on stream.
Anyways, so we can actually start it off. We do have some more players joining in right now. Probably they were just waiting for that giveaway to finish up. So now that it is done and over with, we'll have people flooding in. But we will start it with 9 players. I think that is a good amount. But I think I need to use that ice cube method real quick before we actually load into that match fully. You know, since your phone is 40 Celsius, you know, you gotta cool it down with ice cubes. Best method ever. I do play on an iPhone 6s. It's not as big as an iPad, so it doesn't have as much metal on it. It doesn't have as much cooling capability. So you need to go to extreme measures to ensure you'll get the best performance out of the device.
Yes, we are absolutely doing everything we can to make sure only the best quality Modern Combat 5 gets brought to you. Once Hacksaw has successfully ice cubed all over the place, he'll be able to get started. Of course, this does mean that he's going to be starting with a couple of kills behind our leader.
Alright, I cooled it enough, I think, for this one match, but we'll see how this turns out. I'll be using the Bramsons. At least starting off this right again. We're going to be trying to find some guys. However, since it is free-for-all, I always have to make sure there's no one behind me, since there's always going to be someone behind you. Look, there's already people trying to get...
Excellent. Good job, guys. You've already extracted real tears from Hacksaw. Let's see what we can do by the end. 6 minutes still left in our final game of today. ESL 123. You can still join in.
I saw the guy coming up the stairs right there. I also saw a guy from behind me. Oh, he slid. I still got him, though.
Oh, well, there you go. That's Hacksaw on the board. 6 minutes left. Does manage to find another one. Gets payback. Hey, not too bad, not too bad. Of course, this has been a pretty even free-for-all so far. No real big leaders, which means Hacksaw's got a decent chance to be able to sneak back up the scoreboard despite a shaky early start. Picks up another headshot. Can you make it a double? Yes! Hacksaw, you monster, #1.
Alright, I'm going to try to get out of that spot now. I feel like they're all going to go hunting for me since they know I was in that location. So it might not be the best place to stay now, but going out in the open might have not been the best idea either. So good job for me.
Well,
we'll try it.
You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. In this case, the damning takes the form of many, many bullets to the back of the face. Still, now with Hacksaw, with an entirely new environment, will become target rich, but that target will be Hacksaw.
Yeah, I was the target. I was running out in the open. They got me with the Dreadeye. I'll try my best to get some more kills. I'm not doing too terrible right now. I am actually in 2nd place, so that's relatively good. I still have a chance of actually getting in 1st place right here. I just stole someone's kill.
Excellent.
I stole 2 kills right there.
Nice. Hacksaw back to #1. Could this be the strongest performance we've ever seen out of Hacksaw? Evidently, his bodging methods of trying to get his phone call down are the secret to his success. Again, would not recommend trying that yourself because you may end up with a destroyed phone. And unfortunately, there is no guarantee that won't be the case. To see Hacksaw pick up another kill, maintaining that lead. We still got a lot of people in close passing. Sean on 8 kills to Hacksaw's 10 means that Hacksaw needs to keep those kills flowing, or that first place will be stolen away from him.
Yeah, I need to be careful about trying to continue on getting the kills. Like, getting in first place originally is a good task by itself, but keeping first place is another thing by itself as well. I was able to, there we go.
Woof.
Close.
I think it doesn't get
Almost went
it doesn't
down right
get
there.
more close than that. Nice positioning though, Hacksaw. Like finding this place underneath the stairs is a very good way to be able to catch people transitioning between areas. We've seen other death battles taking place, and another kill for Hacksaw. 13-9. Hacksaw showing us how it's done.
I'm gonna try to continue on this spree right here. However, I have to reload. Maybe this will work.
What?
I don't know how that worked actually, but I was able to get the headshot before I got taken down, so I guess it worked in my favor. There's a guy behind me. Surprisingly, since this is free-for-all, I was expecting to see a lot of people using the invisible recon perk, but that is not the case today. A lot of these guys are using like assault, a lot of these guys are using things that I actually can see. I'm not actually using it myself right now because I did change up my classes for the finals. I actually did play, and I played in the monthly blue finals for Lonix because they invited me to play for them. So I was like, yeah, sure. And we lost. It was sad, but we did pretty good. It was pretty fun as well.
Yep, I mean, it was great to see those finals going on with a special guest commentator, D-Man, for yesterday. Very, very great to see that going through. But at least Hacksaw's going to get the chance to try and make up for lost time. Ahead still by 3 kills over Sean, who's still in that second place spot. Can Hacksaw hold on to this lead for 2 minutes 30 more, or will we see it stolen away? We've got multiple people fairly close behind. Sean's the main threat, though, with only 3 kills. Third place is going to make up 6 to make it all the way to number 1.
I'll try my best to get as many kills as possible. There's a lot of people actually grouped up in this one area, which puts me in a disadvantage, but it also helps me get a lot of kills. Since you see there are people going to be everywhere around me, but it also does give me that possibility because the target-rich environment, you know.
Yeah, well, 2 minutes left on the clock. Hacksaw 4 kills up on Sean. Honestly, it just seems like constantly you're finding the right place to be in, where you're just being able to walk up behind people and shooting them. Perhaps we're seeing a reversal of the usual curse, where you are in fact the person who's always behind everybody else.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. That actually is the case. Even right here, like all the way over there, the player on the top, had his back turned to me. Maybe I'm just getting lucky this game. Maybe this is like a redemption from all the previous games I've had. Like, look at that. There's a lot of people just with their backs turned, and it's just a lot easier to pick up kills today for some reason.
Evidently, you're getting rewarded for all those lost custom games. 25-21, 1 minute and just a few seconds left on the clock. Hacks are looking pretty good for this number 1 spot. Come on, guys, can you knock him off his pedestal? Not quite yet. Sean's still 4 behind. 53 seconds left in this one. Will Sean make up the distance, manage to steal away that number 1 spot? I don't think anyone else is even capable of making that many kills in the remaining time.
Well, he might be. He's actually on a spree right now, and he's only 1 kill away. No, he tied it up.
Oh my god.
He's trying to take this away from me.
He's trying to take away the only thing you ever wanted. Hacksaw does manage to pick up 1 more kill, but Sean's shown fully capable of being able to make up a lot of ground in a short amount of time. Hacksaw desperately looking for these kills, trying to dance through the grenades. Will find another willing donor of kills. Does play it across. Now Sean's 1 behind, but Hacksaw gets put into the ground. 15 seconds left on the clock. 10 seconds left in it. Hacksaw ahead by 2, and I think that's over. Yes, it is. And I think for the first time
yes!
in forever, Hacksaw is your free-for-all champion.
I did it! Finally! Oh my gosh, you see ice cubes? It's a secret. It's a secret to cooling down iPhones when they're overheating. Totally.
Wow. Most kills, most deaths. Sorry, not most kills, most deaths. Most kills, least deaths in the game. Not bad at all. I can see some people in the chat saying they're evidently just a bunch of new players on there. That's what happens. But no one can take this victory away from you, Hacksaw. Congratulations on stream. I guess you guys will have to come back later on today for the Blue Cup to see if you can dethrone the king of free-for-all, Hacksaw himself.
Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for stopping by today's broadcast. Congrats to all of the giveaway winners. Also, congrats to the teams that did play today. Elf Crew, Violence, you all put up really great matches. Everyone did enjoy seeing them as well.
It's been a pleasure to bring you this tournament. Of course, as mentioned, we will have the blue tournament coming up a little bit later on. But I've been Counterfeit, he's been Hacksaw, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream so far today.
As like he said, we will be hopefully seeing you guys next time with our Blue Cup, which will actually be in about 3.5 hours, and that will have a lot of different teams. So I recommend stopping by. Make sure you do follow us on our social media so you are alerted for any of these upcoming events as well.
Alright, guys. Well, that'll be it for us this evening. Yep. But yes, keep on trucking and keep on playing Modern Combat 5.
Hacks, and I'll see you next time. Peace.